gentlemen, welcome one and all. Welcome back to DK64 Randomizer.com. We got a little something different for you today. We've got some new settings on our hands. We've got Keiper's extraordinary, very interesting new settings have arrived and have taken the Discord by storm. So much so that we're going to have a Blitz tournament over the course of this week where a whole pile of people will pile into this qual. We only take the top 16, and then at the end of the week, we'll have a champion. It's going to be wild, it's going to be fast, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be incredible. I am LaRock. I will be on the mic for you today. Joining me is Verdant Ash. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to see this new setting get its first sort of tournament and, actual official competition and, see how the meta evolves over the course of the tournament.
Indeed. A lot of competition going to be going down. It's going to get wild. It's going to get crazy. And on our stream today, we've got the classic, the classic rivalry that keeps coming up again and again. We got Keiper and we got Riley. These two race each other all the time, and they go at it they go at it consistently. And they're both going to be in the qual. Yep. Now, not only are they racing each other, they're also racing the rest of the field, which is, what do we got, 23 entrants in here, plus a dozen A6 or so?
Yes, so we're going to see about 35 people, with a beta bracket possibly coming up. About 32 will be able to go into a tournament, but only 16 will make it to the main tournament, those 16 fastest times, which means only the 4 finishers from this are guaranteed to see themselves in the thing. Don't know how those asyncs went yet. And
these two are strong contenders to take those 2 of the top 4 spots. Certainly some other strong names in here. We got, Connor 75, the Season 2 tourney champion. But Riley's no slouch himself. Riley won the last Blitz that we had in February. And Keiper, well, his name's in the settings, so he knows a thing or two about him.
Very much so. Speaking of these settings, we should give an explanation of what is going on here.
So here's your tracker that we were going to work with today.
So KEVIN settings have a very interesting main tweak to them. Their main conceit is that we are playing as a spoiler log race, a semi-hidden spoiler log race. On your screen, you will see those numbers next to the different levels and aisles in the area, and those numbers represent points that each move is assigned with. So any move that is contained within that level or area will be added up and then give you that number. So for the moves, if you have a Kong or a key in the area, you'll have 11 points. You see the top 2 rows of moves there. Your guns and your instruments will give you 9 each. Your training moves and your barrel moves are all worth 7 each. All your other shared moves, so slams, homing ammo, sniper, things like that, and your physical moves, the punches and twirls of the world, are worth 5. And then coming in at the very bottom, the least important, so they say, moves are the pad moves, which will give you 3 points each. Add all up, will give you an idea of where we have on the tracker here for points. So, give an example of Galleon there at 17. Not that many things there. Seeing Aztec at 64, likely to be a lot of items in there. Besides that, we have a Season 2.5 based hint setting. We're still using multipath, and those hints are going to be progressive. Our cranky doors are turned off. You'll see hints at different GB counts as we go along. And then the other biggest main change is that Key 8 is randomized. It's no longer in Helm. Helm is not a requirement in this particular setting. You are instead going to be able to find that randomly throughout the seed. And Key 8 hints path hints will reflect that the needs for that particular move wherever it is. I think that's about it. And melon crates and fairies are randomized to the pool.
A bit of a fire hose there, but as we play, we'll explore and see what happens. The short of it is, number go up, more things there. It's good.
Absolutely.
And then we see something like 8 points in Helm. That is guaranteed to be 2 items. There is no one thing worth 8 points. So there has to be a 5 and a 3 there. So maybe we get a little slam action in there. Maybe a little, well, I guess it's not Gorilla Gone. I guess it can't be anything super important in there, but...
Yeah, the pad move that is there can't be a Monkey Gourd or Gorilla Gone, so it's not likely to be important with fingers firmly crossed that we're not going to see, like, Baboon Blast for Key 8 or something like that.
We also already know our Helm and K-Rool orders. We know our Helm is Chunky Lanky Donkey, not that we necessarily need to get in the Helm. And we know our K-Rool, this is much more important, our K-Rool is Chunky Lanky Diddy. So we need a lot of stuff. We need peanut, rocket barrel, trombone, barrels, another slam, punch, hunky chunky, gorilla gun. I think that's it. We need a lot.
Yes.
But with that, I think we're all ready to go. We're going to explore things. This is first time getting Kevin on the restream, so I hope y'all are enjoying the tracker. But I think we are good to go.
I gotta be honest with you, I think this tracker looks fantastic.
It took some doing. I tell you what, it is... Yeah. It took some doing. Shout out to all those trackers out there. Only Spaghetti Code built the progenitor, the original tracker that is widely used and generally excellent. And that really pushed the development of spoiler hints. This one we got is the Gossip Stones tracker variant, done by Jake Jacob, also a beast, helped me out trying to get the scaling right on a lot of these things. But we're off! So shout out to Umed who built the core of it. Here we go. Where are we going? The prison. We always go to the prison. It's always the prison. Whenever you start with Shockwave, this is always a good dive. One of the critical things about Kevin is that knowledge is power. If you see a vial, it's almost as good as picking it up because you can start like doing the math in your head. All right, how many points is that vial worth? Mentally subtracted from the points that you know are there, and you can kind of work with that.
Which often makes the clear vials the most useful thing for that, because you always know it's going to be 7 or 5. You see those colored vials that could be anything from, 9 for a gun to 3 for a pad. So the information is a little bit more confused. So every time I see a clear vial in these settings, I'm always super happy. And we're heading over to that first ferry, which is gone. It's just not there.
With fairies in the pool, it's a nice outer aisles loop to take a look at some stuff that is strong Kong and aisles. Let's go over. Another 5 points off the board. Another 5-pointer that isn't in helm.
Yeah, very, very happy with that one, for sure.
A level 1 castle is 1 GB, so we're definitely going to end up in there soon. I'm betting, well, okay, Aztec is level 2, and because we have vines, I bet the seed is going to want to send us into Aztec pretty quickly. Given how many points that is. I did not... Okay, Riley looked at that number for like 2 seconds and figured it out. He's insane. I missed it.
I also missed that.
I think if it were low enough, he would have gone in. Keiper finds a second GB on the training grounds of Vines dirt, which is pretty nice. Vines makes the training grounds just generally appealing off the rip, too.
Agree. A lot of people will not always go to the back of training grounds if they... Oh, I didn't see what item that was on
Riley didn't even see the text on it, but it was great, so...
It was great. All right, because we get... Oh, you don't have to see the text because we get the auto update on the tracker.
And we get pineapple as well. Okay.
Ooh. So we got a lot of guns.
And Miles is running out of points real quick. We only have 14 points left, and something's right here in that shop. Is that a donkey potion?
Yeah, can't buy it yet.
Okay. That's probably pretty important. That's a 7-pointer. It's either a 9, a 7, or a 5. Maybe it's a 3.
Can it be a 9 with 14? Yeah, it could be a 9 and 5, 2 7s, right? Or an 11 and a 3. Ooh, it could be a 3-pointer, and we could see a key on aisle, but we're much less likely to see that.
Very tricky to try and suss it out. A lot of options, but there's some things it can't be, right? It can't be... No, it can be anything. Never mind, I made that up.
We could easily see that be Monkey Court or Gorilla Gun, and then have a key somewhere on aisles.
Yeah, there's no point value. There's no point value. It can't be at a 14. So
yeah. Which makes it a bit of a cursed number. Not gonna lie.
that is a little awkward.
So one really interesting thing I forgot to mention at the settings of this is that we are on CLO. The protections for our training moves and indeed the order in which we approach our levels is not the same as in regular Season 2 settings. So the game expects us to go into a certain level based on what it thinks we need to do, and it seems that that level is going to be Castle today.
Oh boy, here come our first pile of hints. We got,
oh boy.
Our P2 is in castle surroundings. Riley's headed there right now. Main aisle has 3
Main
potions.
aisle has 3. We've seen 2? Oh, the shop counts as a 3rd one, right?
The shop is a different region, so I think there's... No, we've seen all 3. It's the grape, the pineapple, and the strong Kong.
Yes,
so that's all 3.
So nothing else.
Our grape that we found under Cave's Lobby is way the Horde. Wow. Chunky can be found by Diddy and Aztec, so we can, like, pencil in Chunky into the Aztec point total.
Which makes a lot of sense given it's 64.
And then Donkey was found by like a Splatin factory. You can pencil that in as well. There's our Helm order hint that we don't really need. Whoops. And then Owl Tree, the Chunky K Rool. We're going to keep an eye out for that. And Aztec shops the key 4. Probably just key 4 in a shop in Aztec.
Yeah, exactly. Given Aztec's number, that's almost certainly just key 4 in a shop. The question will be whether it's guitar locked or not. A solid chance of being guitar locked.
Pretty good odds. I imagine guitar turns up. Castle's a pretty big number.
Yeah.
Pretty good odds we find a guitar here. Or it could be... The thing with CLO is you never really know what order of stuff you're going to go into. Interesting that Donkey is in level 4 because you still need Diving to get into level 4. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find Diving to get Donkey, and we do need Donkey for K Rool. No, we don't. I made that up. Maybe we don't. Is this a Donkey seed?
We don't need... Yeah, hey, if we get a Donkey seed, I'll be very impressed with whoever rolled this, because I have heard the legends of possible Kongless seeds and yet to have seen one ever.
The thing with Kevin is when you take key 8 out of Helm, there's our key 2. When you take key 8 out of Helm, you tend to get a very volatile seeds. Putting key 8 in Helm adds a lot of consistency, but when key 8 could just be in a shop somewhere, suddenly your seed requires a lot less stuff. You can get out of these seeds real quick. I know Keiper has beaten a seed in under an hour. However, he has also taken over 2.5 hours on some seeds, so we could be in for a ride. You never know with Kevin.
Yeah, my experience in running these Kevin seeds has been that, like, you're processing, and then suddenly it's over, and you have to know when it's over, because if you're late to knowing when it's over, you're gonna really fall behind. Like,
yeah. You gotta know when it's your time.
Yeah, exactly. When it's time to look and when it's time to just push.
Well, Melon Crate GB, we love that in these parts.
Awesome. And that hits 4 for Riley, but Riley has not checked his hints yet. I think Riley is subscribing to the just clearing level 1 strategy and then checking on 9 GBs that I've seen some of the runners pull off, or at least talk about.
Wow, Funky and Castle's got some goods. He's got a Lanky and a Chunky potion.
Look at that. That's going to be most of our castle remaining points. Right, we have a key on 2. Yeah, I mean, it could be 2 patterns, but that could just easily be 2 9s for 18. Then we're looking at, what, like 13 points left?
Could be. Hard to say. It could always be just 2 pad moves
13...
and there's more to find elsewhere.
Actually, 13's not even possible, is it?
13 would have to be 3 things.
3 things, yeah.
Like a 5-5 and a 3, or like a 9. No, not a 9. It'd be like a 7-3, 7-3-3, or 5-5-3. It gets a little weird. 13 is a very strange number.
7-3-3 and 5-5-3 are the combos, I think. So, I mean, if we did see 2 9s in that shop, we would know quite a bit of information. But
Keiper bails instantly, even with the knowledge that Key 2 is in the castle surroundings. He bails instantly and goes to Aztec. I think he just wants to get a look at these big old numbers.
I think so too.
There's our Key 4, probably?
Yeah, that's Key 4 right there, right?
Really? Oh, well, he's broke, so we'll never know.
We get to learn that slightly later.
Alright, Jape Shop's Key 8. Maybe Key 8 is just in the Jape Shop. Maybe we got a fast one. And then Testing has 1 potion.
1 potion.
Isles, Key 5. Interesting. Outer Isles, that's not a large region. Castle Cranky Lanky.
Ooh, what's interesting is, if that is in fact the key itself, that would cover almost all of Isles' remaining outcome.
Ooh, true.
Just a single pad move left.
And it puts the pad move in the Isles shop, bought by Donkey. I think the most likely scenario, given that we haven't seen any other Key 5 hints, is that it's probably just the Cabin Isle Dirt. That's the easiest Outer Isles check remaining.
Agree.
Because
it's that Pound the X, right?
Right, it's one of the two. And Pound the X seems a little bit tricky to get to at the moment. And your keys tend to show up pretty early in CLO. They have to give them to you relatively quickly in order for you to, get to your levels as
move
needed.
Between the levels, yeah.
And then once your levels are opened up, it becomes much more of a, where do I even begin? You've got the whole world open to you. And a lot of the time, you kind of lean on your hints. Sometimes you lean on, whether it be your path hints or your spoiler hints, your points, to point you in the right direction.
What's interesting though is that level 6 and 7 that Key 5 unlocks don't have that many points between them. Galleon is scarce, and Japes we already know has something in its shops for Key 8. If we assume it's Key 8 itself and take 11 off of that, we're looking at a combined not that many points between those two areas. So it's possible that Key 5 is in fact buried a bit like behind something like Pound the Axe, because you don't need Key 8 that early. It doesn't unlock any levels for you. And so the logic can possibly bury Key 5 behind it if nothing is of real note or use is in those two levels.
A really cheap castle, or caves at 5 GBs, kind of makes me think that Guitar might be in there. We gotta find Guitar somewhat soon in order to get to the back of Aztec and get all those goodies that are back there, but... Surely...
Guitar, or at least, like, a Kong that can shoot. Like, we have 2 guns that would let us into Tiny Temple, and no Kongs that can use those guns currently. So, you know, if we find... So, there's no Kongs in... No, we found a Kong in Factory and a Kong in Aztec. So, there could be a Kong in Caves, but much more likely, you're right, is, like, Rocket Barrel or Guitar or something that will provide us with more checks.
Hard to say. That's the tricky thing with spoiler hints. You're like, okay, probably, but certainly is a stretch. Yeah. And Riley's broke too. Excellent. I don't think you got the Oasis coins. I don't think you got the Oasis coins, so I think you'll be able to solve his problem pretty quickly.
I agree. What will be really interesting is if this was key. I don't think it's gonna be any key that. This has to be key.
Yeah.
I was like, it'd be really funny if this was a key that wasn't that key, and then we had key 4 something behind the guitar again. But unfortunately,
it has to be key 4 because all of the other keys have a hint, and it wouldn't make any sense for them to be in the shop.
Precisely.
Because of such. So there takes 11 points off the board for Aztec, but 53 is still a hefty number that's almost entirely guitar locked at this point.
Well, and 11 of those are chunky as well. We're down to 42.
Very appealing to get into the Tiny Temple too. A lot of options. Kind of hoping something turns up there. So is this our key 5 on this Cabin Isle Dirt? If not, it's going to get real weird real quick. It is. All right, well.
It is in fact key 5. So we're safe from a relatively complex trap, but it doesn't really give us more than just having access to every level.
Ooh, now we've got a decision to make. It's 5 GBs to get into both Forest and Caves. Which one do you go to?
As much as it looks like, I kind of want to go Forest, because even though Caves has more pointage, I don't know with Tiny and Diddy specifically what we're doing in Caves. Whereas if I go through Forest, I can pick up some GBs, I can try and find those 12 points and see if they're interesting, and then I can bail if I don't see anything in my early checks there and go do Caves afterwards, you know?
Tell you what we're not doing. We're not going to Galleon. That was like a 34.
Yep.
See you later. We're not going there. Riley wants to get the lay of the land and figure out what all his levels cost, especially Japes. Japes would be good to know, so you can pick up Key 8 at some point. Something in there is for Key 8. So
yeah, how much Japes costs is going to tell us a lot about our required progression seed, I think.
Only 11. Wow.
11. Ooh, okay. So I might go to Forest and like push to 11 and look for those 12 points, and then whether I get those 12 points or not, just go into Japes, right? Like, lots of things to do in Japes, lots of things to see in Japes, like we can peek things as well, and then...
The tricky thing is that it really depends on how necessary Donkey is. That's the problem, because Donkey is in level 4, and it's looking like, given that 34 is the highest we've seen, I'm betting Factory is more expensive than that. Which means you're going to have to get to a bunch of GBs with your Kongs, so, I think in my mind, the Guitar is still the priority.
Has to be really early.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same thing, I think.
So where's Guitar?
I think we have Keiper going Caves. I think, you know what? With that in mind, with that logic path taken, Caves might be the right choice, because it's more likely to hold that Guitar. Like, I know we can't do that much, but we can check 3 shops, which is going to be like 8 or 9 checks. I mean, you know, if Guitar is early, it's much more likely to be on one of the Kongs we can get.
You can kind of get weird with some meta number crunching now. Like, given the benefit of sitting in this chair and not actually playing the game, I can do some quick probability calculations. Is like, can you fit a 9 into Forest? Let's say you fit that 9 into Forest. What remains is a 3, and we already know where 1 3 is. We already know where 2 3s are. We know there's a 3 in Helm, and we know there's a 3 in Isles.
Yeah.
So that would leave one of the remaining 3 3s in Forest. Is that more likely than it being a 7 and a 5? I don't know. But at the same time, 7s are also great because a diving is a 7.
Training.
So if you hunt for 7s, then probably won't go wrong either, because you probably want diving anyway, because it's such an important move.
I feel like I think I can agree with both these runners play going to caves. Like, check all that early shop stuff. Oh, and there's a potion in caves. Is this just gonna be guitar? Is my question.
Twirl.
It is. Oh God, twirl.
Yeah. Oh God, indeed. I don't know what to make of that.
Oh no.
Maybe.
I never feel happy seeing twirl.
We'll take a flyer on twirl. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna come back to it.
Yeah.
Until like Mini Monkey shows up, I'm not super interested in that twirl.
Oh no, and Riley doesn't have enough coins. But fortunately, there's like 3 tiny coins back here in the igloo area, so Riley can just check the igloo area and then come back up for that potion.
There are more tiny coins than I give credit for in caves. There's actually a fair bit. 3 over here. There's like the 2 that are okay. They're twirl locked, and then there's like 3 over by the mini hole over by Funky. So there's options. Not pretty, but there's options.
Yeah.
I think I agree with the caves pick in general, though. Although, there are definitely more checks to get in Forest right now. Caves is just a higher point value, so maybe you're going to find a higher point value thing.
Plus, we did start with saxophone, so this really could be something.
Oh, true. I forgot about the sax. This is a great check. It'll be on the ferry, too.
Yeah, has 2 possible options there. And Riley's hit his 9th banana.
We'll take GBs there. 2 GBs out of that igloo is pretty great. Love that.
Yeah, don't hate that at all. Will Riley check the 9 hints immediately? That's a fairy in Candy. Got one in there.
One of the funny things about progressive hints is that it's really easy to just like forget when you hit the next threshold. I have taken to writing down my thresholds and periodically cross-referencing. Oh, I have enough GBs. Let me check. Do I have enough? Okay. Next threshold is here. Continuously check them in so I don't forget them. Alright, Keiper's cleared his shotgun of caves and found basically nothing for it, so I'm betting he's going to end up... Oh, he's going to go buy Key4. So.
Oh, yeah.
And he might go pick up more info elsewhere. He might do the same thing Riley did, which is like run around all the levels, collect a B-Locker information, and then figure out what to do. Riley's getting his twirl.
Plus, I think doing this will push Keiper to 9. So we're going to see someone's 9 threshold hints, I'm sure.
Surely. His key 4, and then immediately get his key 5, and life is good. All your progressive keys acquired, the world is opened up. Where do you go? Complex level order? Makes it real messy.
Well, honestly, with how low Japes is, I'm pushing Japes. Like, I know Forest probably has something, but if I can get into Japes with that 30 points and Key 8, like, there, I want to know whether Key 8 is in a Japes shop, or whether we just don't have enough hints and there's more Key 8 pathing or something like that. Like, that information seems very valuable to me, and, like, there's also just going to be a ton of GBs and stuff in Japes. There's so many early easy checks there, so it's I think it's worth just pushing Japes if you have the GBs for it.
I think that's what Riley's relying on. He wants to get to 11 now and pick up get his 11th GB and then go into Japes. I think is what he wants to do. He's trying to skip Forest right now.
Oh, that was some very, very clean twirl movement tech by Riley to get over to the Lone Splat platform.
For opting for a different out-of-logic approach. Getting some roof dirt action for the Nintendo coin. I wonder what's on the arcade. Yeah, the twirl that Riley lined up is easier than it looks. It's relatively lenient, but you have to rely on DK64 and ledge grabbing, which is a coin toss at best.
And then the real thing I've always had trouble with that is the camera angle, because you can't really turn the camera around well. Like even if once you go first person is fine, but you have that angle where it's like you kind of like reverse the way you're controlling it. So it's been a bit of a thing for me to learn, and it hasn't always been 100% accurate. So seeing someone just pull it off first try like it's nothing is pretty impressive.
Riley just got the good word off his hints. He's headed straight to Japes for sure, because we know Lanky is found by Chunky and Japes. Well, I guess we don't have Chunky yet, which is unfortunate, but Stormy Tunnel to Chunky K. Rool, there's good stuff in Japes. Right there.
100%. And with Riley hitting that threshold, that is absolutely I feel like Riley planned for this, and then kind of got the, like you said, the good word, the push towards.
Yeah. We've also received the least surprising news of all time that something in Aztec is important. We need to go to Diddy's 5-War Temple. We need peanuts. We needed peanuts anyway, but we need to go there.
It always feels good to find a hint that says, remember that move that you needed to complete the game? Yeah, it's also hiding something else you need to complete the game, right? Like, really lowers the number of random, I only need this for one thing, checks that you can get.
That's a green vial that's peanut locked.
Yeah.
And then there's another vial behind the feather cage.
Agree.
High value peak from Riley there. He saw two vials in Japes. You can also pencil in Lanky and Japes. 18 points, and there's 2 vials there, and there's something in the Stormy Tunnel, and there might be key 8 in the shop.
Possibly a key. Does this sort of make it likely that there can't be a key here? That key 8's on a longer path?
It either can't be a key, or the bonus barrel vial is junk. Because junk vials aren't worth any points. So you can get some bait vials floating around. There's not too many of them, but you can get them.
Right, you can get like third melon or something like that.
Interesting. I think our key 8 might be... Is the key really going to play that nice? Is it really just going to be that simple?
We've gone through one of 2 Japes shops and seen nothing.
Keiper opted for Forest. He's still pushing to 11, so this makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of stuff you can do in Forest, especially with the dusk setting where it is both day and night simultaneously. Removes a lot of gates, simplifies your forest routing dramatically, and you can just kind of run around, get all your melon crates, clear out the mills, run over to the owl tree and do everything there. It's just all sorts of good stuff.
Without Lanky, we can't get into Owl Tree just yet, but our opening cycle of Forest looks kind of incredible. You can, progress through Mills area, get the Mills dirt, peek the donkey thing, get a couple different, 2 different melon crates, one behind Diddy's attic shack area, and one near the Thornvine Barn.
Wow, we got Lanky on the free Diddy GB location. Big. So, that means that location was flagged as a Chunky location. Chunky is the designated Diddy free in Kong. But you can just walk in there and pick them up, and the logic will expect you to do that, so that the Lanky's freed by Chunky and Japes hint is basically a dud. Lanky's just in Japes. You gotta go there and find it.
That's kind of incredible. I think it's the first time I've seen Kong in cage, but not locked in cage. Oh, there's third melon, which significantly reduces the odds that potion in Japes is bait.
Speaking of bait vials, there's a fair few of them. There's third melon, there's the third instrument upgrade, and there's an ammo belt. You start with an ammo belt and an instrument upgrade to reduce the number of bait vials you have, but they're still out there, and they're very painful.
Like he was just visiting.
Lanky was trying to help, but found that Diddy was already gone and just got really confused and stuck around.
Makes sense to me. It feels like a Lanky thing to do.
What a nice guy. He's trying his best.
He is trying his best.
Can't help but notice we keep finding berries.
I'm a little scared of that. Little bit scared of that.
No, we don't have to worry about it because we know where the last points and aisles are. It's in the shop. So, BFI is definitely dead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, there's no way.
BFI doesn't count as outer aisles, does it? Oh, yeah, no, we've already found the key. Okay.
It's for aisles.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, for aisles.
Unless that donkey vial is bait.
It can't be. It's a Kong move vial, so it won't be bait.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
There's Punch and Japes. We need that for Chunky K. Rool, so... We knew that
There
something
is
for Chunky K. Rool was in the Stormy Tunnel. That fits the bill. So happy to see that.
Private Punch super good if we can get Chunky somewhat easily. But
Definitely one of the better
I'm
ones.
now sort of calling my shot. It feels like Chunky's in Diddy 5 door.
Oh, there's a key in the Jape shop. That's key 8.
That's key it right there. Look at that.
Bought by Chunky. So we're gonna have to come back for you. Although we can just kind of like pencil it in as like, okay, that's key 8. We can come back to that whenever we want. No rush.
Does that mean there's only 3 points remaining in Japes?
Yes, and there are. Oh, so that's Gorilla Gun then. Gorilla Gun in the
Has
Stormy
to be
Tunnel.
Gorilla Gone in Stormy Tunnel.
And then the feather
other one's
gauge is
bait.
the feather cage is bait. Because we saw it to be green, so we know
Super
that it's a
good info.
green vial that is worth 3 points. There's only one thing. It is exactly that. Oh my god, the lanky, free lanky item is Way of the Horde. That's kind of weird. The bean location is Way of the Horde. Bean lever's up tremendous.
Oh man.
And there's our K. Rool order. Once again.
Yeah. So Forest Second Anthill is in fact likely to be our owl tree path thing. Although I still might consider, popping into Forest. And although actually, you know what? Given Forest's point totals, there's probably not anything else in owl tree but that, right? So we can kind of skip out on doing Forest and just try to find Mini.
Yeah, there is. Oh, that's true. That is double hinted, isn't it? It's Way of the Horde and path hinted to Chunky K. Rool, so that's probably Unky Chunky then.
Yeah, because we know where Gorilla Gone is.
This is a little bit of a, you can't quite like nail it down, but like if we pencil it in as Hunky Chunky, it could also be a slam. If we pencil it in as Hunky Chunky, there's a 5-pointer there. The 5-pointer could be a slam. That would be awesome.
That's
I'd
true.
love that. But then we're still looking for Mini Monkey to get into the Hive Tunnel.
Yeah.
Or into the Anthill.
Yeah.
And our best read on that is who knows where, so great. You got some digging to do.
Feels like
Even though we found nothing else in the
has
forest.
31 points. Yeah, Castle still has 31 points. There really could just be something else in Castle.
Yeah. You buying a lanky potion here? Oh, there's a lanky potion. Cranky, I missed that.
I also missed that.
There's a
but,
lanky potion at Funky as well, so you might be picking that up. Balloon, not particularly inspiring for Castle, but we'll take it. It's another 3-pointer off the board to try and pin down what's in Helm. I guess Helm has to be Blast or Spring then. Because it can't be Monkey Port.
So, we thinking that this funky shopped lanky potion might be guitar for Aztec?
I would hope so. That's the best case scenario.
Yeah, kind of thinking it. And I do not dislike Riley's choice to just start clearing surroundings checks as well. Like, we need the GBs anyway. This is a pretty quick 2 checks, and there are still 28 points in Castle. Seeing a pad move on one of those 3 potions we saw in shops greatly increases the odds that there might be something else in the other checks in Castle.
The really concerning bit to me, though, is I'm not sure how many more GBs you need.
That's true.
Do you need any more GBs? Like, you could possibly... We haven't had anything in Galleon or Factory hinted that we know we need. We don't know we need Donkey. Do we need Donkey? I don't see anything that says we need Donkey.
We need Guitar and Peanuts for 5-door Temple. We need Peanuts for Gorilla Gone. Chunky buys a couple things. Chunky gets us a couple things.
Could we be so arrogant as to skip 40 GBs and just go about our business? That's kind of crazy. But... That would be wild if we could get away with that. That's kind of the volatility of Kevin at its finest, is sometimes you just get some crazy fast seeds when things line up. And the stars are aligning for this one. They haven't perfectly aligned yet, but they are in motion, and we're getting there.
There is definitely, like... How do I put this? There's definitely the odds that this could really become one of those, like, jet seeds. We're not at it yet. There's some
you said it,
that
not me.
Still happen. Oh,
she
I said the word. Oh, no.
He said it. I'm free.
See, I don't mind cursing it.
Some of us are out here to make the runners' lives worse.
Yeah. I just want to watch the world burn or the bananas melt. However that quote is translated to Donkey Kong.
Riley's trying to swipe the mausoleum check without DK or sprint. This is definitely gonna be tight. I think you can do it, but it's definitely not easy. There's a fair bit of leniency on this, which is kind of hilarious. Oh, well, not when you get hit like that.
Yeah.
And he almost made it anyway. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he could do this. Oh my! In fact, I'm certain he could do this. That
looked very
he
close.
got hit by a ghost and still, like, basically was getting crushed by the door.
So why is Keiper behind Riley? That's a good question. I think it largely comes down to GB routing. I think Riley stuck around in Castle a little bit longer, and that cascaded into having enough GBs to get into Japes earlier, whereas Keiper had to make a detour into Forest to get more GBs. And I think that made all the difference. Riley had exactly enough to get into Japes. He just hit the right breakpoint at the right time. Oh, he got hit again on the way to the mausoleum. He's just barely...
I'm of the opinion that it was because Riley checked the sizing of the B-locker in Japes before going and pushing a little bit further through Castle, early Aztec, like all that kind of stuff. Riley had, and into caves and stuff. Riley was really focused on getting 11 GBs, and Keiper wasn't. Keiper checked those after the case, and so I think
that information was also locked by having enough tiny coins to buy key 4 to check everything. Which
right.
Also comes down to which also came down to a longer castle visit. DK64 Randomizer.com is a very complicated beast. It is staggeringly easy to lose 10 minutes through almost no fault of your own. Particularly in seeds as volatile as KEVIN seeds are.
That is actually wild. That more or less what happened was one user got more tiny coins in Castle by spending more time in Castle, whereas one user decided to dip Castle early, and that snowballed just off the cuff into, can you afford key 4? So can you check Japes' thing? Can you realize that Japes is probably important? Wow, that's actually really impressive.
This game is crazy.
Like, yeah, no, seriously.
Keiper finds himself one lanky CB short. He can see the ones in the river taunting him. Very funny. He's trying to figure out where he left one behind. If he did.
Been in this precise scenario before.
Is that? Yep. We
feel so bad.
Is this our guitar? Yes, it's our guitar.
There we go. Yeah, that makes too much sense. If this wasn't guitar, I was gonna have some serious questions about what is happening in the seed. Like, I'd almost say whatever we found in that shop to kind of like go use and find guitar at that point, like, because there was not a whole lot left.
Right. And with guitar, obvious answer. Let's go to Aztec.
Oh, absolutely.
Riley double checking his hints. Like, what am I looking for? We're looking for hitty checks in Aztec to find Chunky. 5-door temple is hinted.
Yeah.
But
that was my suggestion, right? Like, it seemed very likely that that 5-door temple just has Chunky, so we need peanuts for Chunky.
If you don't have Peanut, maybe Peanut turns up in a shop somewhere? I hope.
Really could be. There's a lot of checks behind that door. Oh, also, having Lanky lets us go do some of Tiny Town. Not that we can do much of it without diving.
Yeah, diving is the big ticket item there.
Diving and Chunky, because you can do a lot of Chunky things in there without diving.
Aztec is like the second best diving level, so. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it yet, but we may need it to get into level 4. But that's kind of an unknown in itself. We don't know.
Yeah, but we are, like, depending on what instrument it is, if we see sax for the llama spitting, oh, there's homing.
Or homing.
So if we see, like, saxophone for llama spit, we'll definitely get something in llama. Otherwise, we might need to find Chunky beforehand. We could really see it be like a triangle to have the llama turn the lava into water.
I would love to be able to drag homie into the Aztec area to track it, but I cannot. Oh no. Oh wait, no. Maybe that's on me. Hang on. Please hold. Technical difficulties.
Oh, I see Sniper in there now.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
In there now.
I can get Sniper, but I can't get homing. I beg you. Homing ammo, my beloved. Drag with my...
Jacob is saying drag with me.
Checking, I'm checking. My brother and dog? I do not have it.
I'm sorry.
This is a good moment here. No matter.
Oh, yeah, I was really enjoying the 3 separate sniper scopes.
We're just gonna use sniper as a placeholder now. These are the joys of us doing the tracker for the first time on a restream, and y'all are just gonna have to live with it. They've got auto tracking working, so it just immediately snaps the right thing into place, and all is good. But you know, I'll have to make do.
Absolutely.
With whatever.
So we are gonna see Keiper go into Owl Tree. So we're gonna see the melon crate in there and the splat in there. Maybe we have something else on there. It would be really incredible if we had like a slam on the splat, and so then it turned out there was a 7-pointer on the anthill. Oh, there's a Diddy shop. Potion in the shop. We have Simeon Springs, so we definitely have Baboon Blast inside Helm, I think, right? Because we know where Gone is. Monkey Port can't be up there.
Well, then that puts Monkey Port in Isles because that's the last 3. So there's
yeah.
So Blast and Helm and Monkey Port on the Isles.
Oh no, is that okay? So if we do need to go to Helm, we will need Donkey because Donkey buys that Monkey Port.
Right. Not that I think we're gonna need to go to Helm, and it helps that a Donkey move is in Helm because you probably don't need it.
Exactly.
Pretty good odds you never need anything in Helm, but
one of our two slams could be in Helm.
That would be helpful, but extremely inconvenient.
Yeah, and we could get either or in such a way that like, you know, that one might be
right. But you know what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. Now that we know how to get into Helm, that really helps. If we do want to look for a slam in Helm, we can just go, let's go buy Monkey Port and charge in Helm.
Yeah, because we know for sure we're grilled.
We continue to clear things out and explore our levels. Keiper is not finding anything. He just cleared out the Owltree area and didn't find anything that make a splat. So, no such luck there. I'm pretty sure our Owltree hint is referring to the bean.
Which, honestly, is making the snowball off of the tiny coins even larger. Just, like, because of the fact that Riley has all that access into Aztec back with the Finding Guitar. Although, we are going to have Keiper catch up here quickly, because... Wrong shop, unfortunately, but he will get to the right shop here pretty quickly.
And he's still gathering information wherever he goes, right? It's, regardless of whatever he might be behind, Riley might at any point choose to go do Forest, and just like that, Keiper's time invested in Forest is essentially moot.
Made back up, yeah, exactly.
Leads are
so we're gonna
transient,
see if we can get this item.
Especially in CLO, because people end up doing different things at the same, or they end up doing the same things at different times, and they're going to crisscross each other's paths. Right now, they're doing 2 different things, or they were doing 2 different things briefly, but now Keiper's retreading what Riley's doing, and then Riley might end up retreading what Keiper's doing. It gets messy real quick.
Guitar, so we can in fact get that hinted move in the Lanky Cage.
We cannot. We need diving.
Oh god, you're right. We do need diving.
And it's a Diddy check. It's a Diddy check, so it might be chunky.
Oh, you're right. This this could be chunky. That is
2 Kongs in Kong adjacent locations. That would be incredible.
Could you imagine if it was chunky inside the cage? That would be so hype.
That is a riot.
Now I want that.
Alright, so question. We now have one item that we really, really, really want. We want peanuts real bad. I guess we want diving too, but where...
Was that a potion? Was that a potion in I saw a potion in this barrel that Riley jumped in.
I mean, if he jumped in it, it's probably a potion. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he knows what he's doing. This is a relatively quick minigame anyway, so maybe he just enjoys, you know, running into Kremlins. This is certainly enjoyable.
This is a fun minigame, I have to admit.
Very pleasant.
My heart does race every time I come anywhere near a Tesla coil, but, you know.
Oh, wow. That is locked by a bunch of stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
That is O-stand and trombone locked. But you can do it out of logic with twirl. Oh, hang on. Red vial, red alert.
Oh, is this gonna be... Oh.
You love to see it. You love to see peanuts right there. That is incredible.
That's so incredible. Yo. You say I cursed, but I'm starting to feel it, you know?
This is kind of fast. This is kind of quick. Here's a purple vial. Show me feather or mini. Oh, yeah.
Mini would be insane.
Mini would have been really good to get into the anthill, but feather's not bad either. I guess it's not Monkey Port. We know where Monkey Port is.
Oh, no.
So...
Cam, no!
Oh, no. Sometimes you just get got,
so
right? Well, Keiper will also get it.
So this feels like it's either going to be chunky, diving, or mini, right? Like, we could see this be mini, and then we have to go back to forest for possible diving on the anthill. We could see it be diving, and then we get chunky, and then things open up that way. Some chunky way that does exist, and we could just see this be diving itself to go get chunky, right?
This could be diving. Yeah, this could be diving. This could be mini. It could be chunky. Who knows? A whole bunch of stuff we still need. But it is way of the horde regardless. We want this item, whatever it is.
Yeah, feels like it has to be 1 of those 3. I would be pretty shocked if it was anything else.
Mini monkey. There's our answer. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I just realized. It is Cranky Lanky in... It is Castle Cranky Lanky who's way of the horde. That was Balloon, so we need to find a use for a balloon as well.
Wait, was that the one that was hinted? I thought it was the guitar. Is it really the balloon?
It was Cranky.
Oh no.
It was not funky. We need to find a balloon use somewhere.
Well, we know it's not in the Castle Isles.
Yeah, we know it's not there because 1, Keiper just checked it, and 2, we're out of points. There's nothing else it could be.
Yeah. What else do we have? I guess caves, technically? Could see trombone. We need trombone anyway, so it could technically be in caves, Lanky's igloo.
No, you need trombone to get in there.
That's what I'm saying. We need
Right.
trombone either way.
I think Galleon is a pretty good contender.
True.
That would be a problem, because then you need... Logically, you need a whole bunch of stuff, but practically, you could get away with a lot less. We still need diving, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Here goes Riley into forest, because he hasn't been here yet at all, actually. This is his first forest trip, which is excellent.
I would not be shocked if Riley literally just ran to Owl Tree, got the thing in second anthill, and then just left.
That would make a lot of sense. It would also tell you, like, how many more points you're looking for. You would get an idea of, like, oh, there's only, like, 5 more points in here, let me get out of here. Or there's only, 7 more points in here. Maybe I keep looking for diving.
I am of the opinion that this is going to be diving, and there might be a slam also in forest somewhere.
Yeah. Or, like, an O-stand or a charge or a grab, something much less useful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it is most likely we're getting a 7-pointer in the Beanstalk, because it would be way of the horde. A 5-pointer way of the horde would have to be a slam, basically. Nothing else really makes sense right now. Now, you'd love to see a slam. That's great. That's killer. We love that. We love getting our slam out of the way. But a hinted way of the horde slam is always a little bit awkward. Pretty nice, though.
Chat's counting.
Why are we counting?
We're not even factory chat. Come on.
They're training. This is their training arc. This is the best counting I've ever seen, and we're gone. All right.
And we're done. 2 dozen chat. We must count.
Count 2 does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. That was a good warm-up round, Chad. Well done.
Yeah. If we ever manage to make it to factory,
If we ever manage to make it a factory, that's a great. If we manage to make it a factory, if we find DK, we don't even know where DK's in factory, but
yeah, DK's in factory. We could need DK technically.
Yeah, for all we know, he's in like upper production, and nobody will want to climb production.
Yeah, so I'm seeing Riley picking up like Lanky Metal, doing the shop, and then just gonna probably head right over to Owl Tree.
Yep.
Finish Lanky's metal there.
Why climb the mushroom?
This makes a ton of sense.
You're getting so much information out of this one item. You know there's an item here, and there's probably like 2, maybe 3 items in Forest. I think it has to be 2.
I think it has to be 2 as well.
It's either 2... Yeah, no, because we're out of 3, so it has to be 2.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we're out of 3, so we know this is a 7 and a 5.
Yeah.
Oh man, being out of 3s is actually really good info. They mathed it out. It's a lot... reminder, it is much easier to math things out while you're sitting in a chair than it is while playing.
Very much so.
Ooh, we get to look at the owl, too. Not that I think it's this, but maybe this is a potion or something.
I would be truly flabbergasted if this was also a potion.
Keiper getting the both good and bad news that he can turn the lava into not water and open the gate, but he can't dive, so it's kind of pointless.
Can't dive, yeah.
I think a potion there would have made a lot of sense, actually, because we still need something else. Like, even if our hint is pointing at the owl tree area, we still need something else to work with here, so...
True.
There's some other vial in the forest somewhere. Who knows where, but somewhere.
Melon crate inside Thornvine Park.
Wow.
That's my official
that
guess.
would be highly rude.
we got given strong comp, right? So it's like in logic if you get donkey.
Great. Yeah. If you get donkey, that's the big question mark. We're kind of trying to skip donkey here. We can get away with it, but it'll get tight.
Let me have my sadism. I want them to have to get donkey.
You're trying your hardest. I believe in you.
I don't think it's... I honestly, genuinely think there is, like, way more odds that we don't need donkey. Oh, you would also need a slam, too. Oh, that's gross. So wait, this is a really gross outcome.
Ooh. Oh, boy. I mean, generally speaking, in most seeds, you need all your cons. Generally speaking.
True.
But, big question. Big but. Clear vials is diving.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is... Yeah. Like we thought, and then we go back to Aztec for confirmed Kong and Cage, basically. Like 95% likely just to be chunky down there in the thing.
You
like
could
there's
get,
a 5% maybe it's something else.
You could get Rocket Barrel. It could be in the free tiny location.
True.
That would be really weird if it was also in the free tiny location. That would get bizarre. Head scratcher to end all head scratchers.
I mean, there are still, like, 25 points missing in Aztec.
Oh, Keiper did not see the feather. Keiper didn't see the feather in the Llama Temple. Hopefully that's not a problem. We don't know if we need it yet, but that could get real awkward real quick.
We're fortunate that we don't have tiny things, so we don't need it for certain.
And
we know that the only potion we've seen that feather-locked is bait, so...
Yeah.
Possible.
You also don't need to... Here, it is indeed chunky.
Yeah.
In Aztec. Perfect. Only 9 points left in Aztec. Maybe a trombone? That's like best case scenario. Ooh, more hints.
Trombone would be absolute best case scenario. There's no way for us to split it with no 3s remaining. It just has to be a 9. And we have... We know every gun.
We have a way the Horden factory. We gotta go there.
Who finds DK in factory again?
He's on a Kasplat, so at this point, anyone.
So it's not that, but that does fulfill our balloon way of the hero, right?
That would, actually. That explains balloon perfectly.
Yeah. So we have everything we need for Donkey for Diddy K. Rool. We don't have barrel turn, do we?
No, we don't. We do need that, don't we? We need trombone, we need barrel. We know where
I want to say that might be barrels.
Could be. We need Hunky Chunky as well.
True.
We know where Gorilla Gun is, though, so that's convenient.
Don't we have a theory on where Hunky Chunky is?
We have a Diddy Phase too. We need a Rocket Barrel.
Yeah, we need Rocket Barrel as well. Oh, I forgot we didn't have Rocket Barrel. Ooh.
We don't have a lead on. Okay, so our Owl Tree item diving is on the path to Chunky K. Rool somehow. And it's not for Chunky. Kongs are not on paths. So we need diving. Yeah. We need to use diving for something. It could be like diving for like a minigame, which would be really annoying. But diving is unfortunately needed for a ton of things, so it doesn't give you a ton of information. So Riley saw a hint that there are 2 potions in the 5-drop bowl, and we got Mini Monkey out of here, so he's looking for the other one.
That's a reasonable shot, I think.
Right, especially because you know that there are 9 points left here. It's gonna be a 9, so this item is real good.
Oh no. Oh god, it's gonna be on Featherbow.
Oh shoot, what was that factory number? Keiper just checked it. Somebody see it?
Ooh,
Nope.
How many GBs was that for factory? I didn't see.
41.
41?
Right? This is why you don't stop picking up GBs. Even though it might not look like you need more than 11, you just, at some point, the seed might just, like, throw you a curveball. By the way, go to factory, 41, go. Good luck. So.
By the way, if we have 2 options remaining, basically, because Riley has done, like, east side, it is either here in Tiny Temple, and Keiper is going to be very sad about not getting that feather, or it's DK locked, and we need Coconut and, is that... Oh god, another fairy disappearing because they're junk.
Yeah. Junk fairy, there's nothing there. So it's a 50-50 now, whether or not it's here. It can also be a junk pile here, and it's not here at all. It's bongos, alright. Or, it is bongos, okay. It could have been coconut, but it is indeed bongos and Aztec is done. We don't ever have to go back. We're picking up his Gorilla Gun that we knew to be here. Had to be here.
Yeah, we'll probably see.
He's missing his feather, but if he does his math, he realizes, oh wait, Key is in the shop there, so Japes is dead. No other reason to go back to Japes.
And we're gonna see Riley also get the bad news.
41. I mean, it could be a lot worse news, I'll say that much. That's not that bad.
True.
That's pretty tame, I think,
true.
for a level, for your last level, a logical level 7.
I'm just looking at Riley's tracker here. Riley has 3 blueprints, so we are a bit far. Yeah, it could have been 42. Thanks, Schwartz.
Keiper might have missed a hint, or at least not remembered his hint, because he could go get Chunky right now. It's hinted Way of the Horde, and you have the calling hint. So, like, he could run there right now, but didn't. He knows it's a guitar check on the free Chunky item, so I don't know what he's looking for. Is he looking for, like, Rocket Barrel to try and get more Diddy checks in Aztec? I'm not sure what he's missed.
There is a lot of points left here in caves, and with Twirl and Mini, there's a couple different things you can just do with Tiny here.
Right.
I don't hate this, but I do think you're right. Like he may have forgotten that other thing, because once you get Chunky, I mean, I would definitely consider coming back here to be a somewhat priority. Especially with Chunky having Primate Punch.
A key piece of information that Riley got is that Chunky's medal is on the way of the Horde here, so he is... Oh, wow. Excellent lobby cut from Riley. That is a tough jump to make. Without the boulder. That is a very tough jump to make.
This is some significant tiny movement. Like from Riley to see.
This guy just closed down.
Very impressive.
What a beast.
Yeah.
But he's coming back to Caves for the Caves Chunky medal that is hinted Way of the Horde. This could be anything. We have a ton of points left here, so it's hard to say.
Chunky medal, Way of the Horde.
Represented into the Diddy room.
I think the only thing it's not likely to be is a slam. Because we've seen there's so many random 5s left all over that like you'd have to have a slam lock slam for that to be the way to hero. So
you could maybe start crunching numbers on 5s, but I think there's a few too many floating around. We've still got both slams, and then 3 moves to crunch out. Mm-hmm. I don't think we can pin them down quite well enough yet. So the chunky medal is hinted. I think Keiper ran into the Diddy igloo just to get the Diddy balloon. Diddy's Caves medal is kind of annoying. One of the more notorious ones on 40 CBs.
Especially if you don't have Rocket Barrel.
Very awkward without Rocket Barrel, yes. Alright, but I think Chunky's medal is coming for Riley. He's gonna have no problems with Pineapple and Punch.
Agree, yeah. Especially Pineapple, Punch, Mini. Like, Mini helps you get it faster using that balloon that Riley just got in there.
Main aisle, the Lanky K. Rool. Oh man, Main aisle, the Lanky K Rool is really hard. We have all the stuff we need. It is either pineapple, grape, or strong Kong. There's nothing else in the main aisle, and one of those three things will lead you to either barrels or trombone. That is extremely vague. It is really hard.
What was the thing I said could be barrels? Where do we get... No, balloon can't be that, right? So it can't be barrels in...
It could be, like,
factory.
Gun game, and it would be the grape for barrels.
Wait, hold on. Is pineapple required? Is pineapple required for Cave's chunky metal right now?
It might be, because we just got trombone.
There we go, yeah! Look at that! I put it together.
That's a nice bowl. What a read!
So, pineapple path to Lanky is pretty much confirmed, I think.
Perfect. That does make a lot of sense. There's other ways to get the... Well, There are other ways to get that metal, so I'm not entirely sure that pineapple's required, because you could go into... We know Gorilla Gun is accessible. Riley just hasn't gone and picked it up yet. And he knows where it is. He has it marked. He absolutely...
Triangle Gorilla Gun, yeah.
He absolutely knows where Gorilla Gun is. No problems there. Yeah, you can go into the cabin and go get the 20 there.
Oh! Locked peanuts.
Keiper with a huge pull. He pulls a slam off of Diddy's metal.
Oh! Yo, that's so good.
That's a great pull. Because it's completely random. You have to find a slam at some point, and there's no way that slam is getting hinted. Cave's Diddy metal is notoriously ugly. So if Riley plays thorough...
Especially with no Rocket Barrel right now, there's not a great chance that Riley comes back, unless we find Rocket Barrel off cuff. There's not a great chance that Riley comes back to, this specific metal. Right.
He's gonna have to do something weird. He's gonna have to do what Keiper did, which is go into Cave's Diddy... The Cave's... Diddy's 5-door igloo and shoot the balloon there, I think, in order to get this metal. And that's just, so weird. Why would he ever do that? I was confused myself when Keiper did it, but he just knows, I guess.
So Riley is prioring Lanky metal, though. So he might be looking at Caves' 19 remaining points and going, there's something here, let's just check metals, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
And absolutely, we're seeing Keiper finally come back to get Chunky.
He's getting his Chunky.
Free my boy Chunky.
I think the Cave's Chunky metal hint jogged his memory. He was like, oh wait, I need to go get Chunky. Hang on, I do need that sucker.
Yeah.
There's also, I don't think they've gone back for this. There is a move to buy in Japes. Oh no, it's the key to buy in Japes with Chunky.
Yeah.
And then a move to buy it Funky with Chunky. What could that be? At 19, it could be basically anything, I think. Riley's getting the Diddy medal here, question mark, if he shoots the balloon. Okay, never mind. Interesting.
I don't know what just happened there.
He's not getting that anytime soon. If you don't think to shoot that balloon, unless he already did it and I didn't notice, it's definitely a lot harder to do it later. It's just so easy to forget. Yeah, the Cave's Diddy metal kind of sucks. If Rocket Barrel turns up, it'll help him a lot, but... And you need Rocket Barrel, but what if Rocket Barrel's behind Trombone? Oh boy.
Wow, that would be something.
Oh boy. It could be Rocket Barrel's behind Pineapple or something. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm making stuff up. Nope.
We need barrels, Rocket Barrel, and Hunky Chunky to beat this seed right now. Because we know where K8 is.
We don't really have a lead on any of those, as it turns out. The only thing we got going for us is the testing barrel.
And we know nothing where the hero can be a slam at this point because we pulled a slam from a already accessible just via peanut pop guns area.
Right. Something that has such convoluted metal requirements that there's no way it's going to get hinted anyway. Or if it gets hinted, it's hinted really vague and it won't help you at all. Riley is returning to Japes.
It's definitely not slam is my point. So
Riley's returning to Japes for the goods. He's going to get his Key 8 and his Gorilla Gun and get the heck out of here.
I'm still trying to put together the puzzle of whether it actually can be confirmed that that Pineapple leads directly to Trombone, or if we're looking for something else on path. Because if there is just another way to do it, if say because you brought up a really good point that Gorilla is accessible just by peanuts, and
Where was Punch?
You
Punch
can-
was free.
Punch was free, and Peanuts was just if you have Lanky and Grape, you can just get Peanuts, right? Because there's a tag barrel inside the Llama Temple, so all you need is like you don't need Chunky and Pineapple to get Peanuts. So
Oh, you know what it might be though? It might be that Grape is your only logical access to the Llama Temple. Because Feather is inside the Llama Temple, and we don't know where Coconut is.
and oh, Feather and Chunky are inside. Yeah.
And Chunky isn't relevant here because it's are assumed on paths.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's on path. That's right. So yeah, but yeah. So
boy.
the only other option is DK with Coconut, and we're just so far from that. You're right. It's
Well, hang on.
great.
It can't be actually, because Peanut was also inside the Llama Temple, and if it were talking about Llama Temple access, that hint would be, whoa, Rocket Barrel! If it were talking about Llama Temple access, it would be also on the path to DK Rool because of...
You're right.
But we got Rocket Barrel out of the shop and castle. That was a good
That's really good.
good spot of memory from Keiper to return for that. That was very smart. And
So
we
we're-
certainly need that.
We're missing 2 moves basically at this point.
Yep.
Because Keiper has that slam.
And they might be just...
And you really, honestly, with what we're talking about here, I don't see a way in which Strong Kong, Grape, or Pineapple can lead to that trombone. Like they all help. They can all help get it in some capacity, but they can't explicitly be that hint.
I think you're right.
So if that's the case, I'm looking for grape checks, pineapple checks, and coconut smells from Donkey's friggin' barrel to find that barrel throwing, you know? Like,
Yeah. And we have some negative information to work with. We know that diving is grape locked, but diving is not on the path to Lanky K Rool, so it's not that. So
True.
I think this hint cannot be grape. It can't. This hint can't be talking about grape. So it's either pineapple or strong Kong towards Lanky K Rool.
what are the odds that that my Thornvine Barn curse is coming in, that we have to get DK?
You know what? We need to break out the CB calculator. It's time. How bad is Cave's chunky metal? Because that is what it all hinges on. Is pineapple
Really does.
always required for this metal? And the answer is no way. You can get it with
With
Gorilla Gun, Punch, and Triangle.
Gorilla Gun Triangle, yeah, we'll do it.
Which means peanut or
Triangle was
pineapple.
free.
Pineapple
Yeah,
is free.
Peanut gave us.
Peanut was diving locked, wasn't it?
No, Peanut was on the ferry in the temple.
He
So
is
all you need
locked.
is Lanky and Grape, and you can just go and get it.
And the hint isn't talking about grape.
Exactly.
And grape is free. So I think we need to use pineapple or strong Kong to find barrels somewhere. Oh boy, I'm pretty happy with that. While we were trying to figure all that out, Riley has made enough GBs to get into factory, so we're gonna figure out what's on this factory testing barrel. It's not
Agree.
Donkey. We know Donkey's in factory, but Donkey's on like a splat. So we do not know if Donkey is way up the horde.
And if our logic is right, Donkey Library Wasp fits it. Yo, Donkey Library Wasp fits the hint.
Whoa! I did not see that hint. Nice. We do
Okay,
need
so
Donkey.
this thing on the barrel is going to be Hunky Chunky, and then barrel throwing is on Donkey Library, and that's our seed, I think.
That would be a very simple way to solve the seed. Did Riley see that hint? I mean, if Riley saw that hint, then he could suddenly solve the seed really quickly. He's checking this supply to see if it's Donkey. So I think he knows Donkey is the answer. Oh my god, there he is!
He's finally here.
That's just so
performing
mean.
for you.
That's so mean. You gotta climb production at the 11th hour. That's just toxic.
Wait, did DK fall down?
I don't
Hold on,
think
wait.
he did. Kongs are not quite as slippery as some other items. He's still up there. Yep, there he is. That's funny. I'm not sure what else Riley's looking for. It's just gotta be here, right? Oh,
I agree with you.
He's going up the fast way. He's crazy.
Oh god, this flip. The first time I saw this, I was absolutely flabbergasted.
That is
I was
wild.
like, wow.
I'm not sure what Keiper's looking for. He might just be looking for GBs to like work his way up, but he's definitely just man, one simple decision can just like snowball things. It's crazy how that works. And in a seed as
Very much
volatile
so.
as Kevin seeds get, this is that's all it takes.
We're on happy an hour, well, for about 4 minutes now, and still have no finishers, which is... It really could change, honestly. If we're right, and it's just like, you know, get one of your 2 slams from somewhere...
The one thing Keiper has going for him is that he has the slam. He also has Rocket Barrel, but Rocket Barrel's just in a shop. I think if Riley is looking for random moves, he's just going to find his way to that shop eventually, no problem. But the slam is the big thing. We don't know where... Riley does not know where a slam is, and he's not going to know. He's going to have to just dig through his hints and try and find one.
Fortunately for him, slam casinos are way easier in these settings, because,
They're both easier and harder.
You know.
The spoiler hints give you a lot of information on when you can stop clearing levels, right? Once the point total doesn't fit a slam anymore, you can get out of there. But you do not get any extra hints. There is no slam hint on K. Rool. Kevin does not have, the Kevin settings do not have any micro hints. There are no Helm instrument hints in Helm. There's no slam hint in K. Rool. You got to use your spoiler hints to figure it out.
Figure out the 5s.
If it's hunky chunky in factory, like we think, then you can fit a 5 in factory, so definitely worth looking around in factory like Riley's doing anyway. You could just find a slam, and that would go crazy.
True. If Riley finds a slam here, then he's just on the path to finish this.
Right, and man, I don't know when he goes back to caves. He's got 19 points in caves. That doesn't look crazy appealing, but without a 3 to make it weirder... It would have to be like 775. I think you can guarantee there's a 5 in caves, but you can also guarantee there's a 5 in like forest. You might clear forest instead. I think clearing caves is better, but
you could also see 2 5s and a 9 in caves, and that could make a ton of sense.
Yeah. That's why I think it's better to clear caves, is because there's higher odds there are multiple 5s in there, as opposed to the singular 5.
I mean, and it does in fact turn out that logic pans out, right? Like.
Yeah.
But
then things might get weird if you do find a 5. It could be a 577, and then there's only one 5. So if you find one 5 in caves, do you leave? Like, it gets murky.
Ugh.
Okay,
Certainly
yeah, Donkey Library's way the horde. Mushroom Insides, Castle Shops to Chunky K. Rool and Diddy. Oh, Rocket Barrel.
It's Rocket Barrel.
That's huge information. I think that means Rocket Barrel locks both slams.
Yeah,
which is
I agree with you.
Massive. That is enormous information. That will help you. That will help narrow down Abe's Diddy Metal tremendously.
Because Peanut can't have, Punch can't have it, and Peanut to Gorilla Gone can't have it.
Are you kidding me?
Diddy Lighthouse.
Somebody said Diddy Lighthouse? Oh my god. So then, what the heck is there? What is it? Is this coconut? Is this coconut then?
Could it be coconut? That would be so. Wait a minute.
At the 11th hour, the hints decided to grief us. What is going on?
Yeah, it's looking like it. Oh no.
Keiper getting his monkey port.
Oh.
Or is he? He might be getting his monkey port. We know it's monkey port, but.
He might not. I mean, are we really gonna need monkey port this seed?
Who knows?
You know what's in Helm. It's a pad move and a 5. We're not really looking at those 5s like it's anything.
He actually didn't buy it, so he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he can't. It's a donkey It's a donkey person.
Oh right, it's a donkey one. He can't even buy it, right? But he is pushing to get into factory. Like pretty clearly, Keiper is pushing to factory.
What?
That is sprint.
Huh? What are you doing there? Oh,
Yo!
hang on.
I said the word, and, and suddenly we're getting O Sprint Ray of the Hero at the
What is
11th
going
hour.
on?
Yo, tiny potion here too. What is this?
That's excellent for Riley because it means that it's no longer a slam in factory.
Charge.
Factory's now dead, so he can just leave.
Yeah, it's all gone.
Castle Donkey Library. Fool should explore Crime Isles. Where's the top of the lighthouse hint? I didn't even see that. Was it? I think Riley might have gotten it. It was on the 44. Balloon is hinted, but the testing barrel needs balloon. But sprint is like you run it back to caves, right? You run it back to either.
Yeah, we're running it back to caves for both of those sprint location things.
Or
oh my god,
okay, let's cook here. Or it's Hunky Chunky on the beetle race or on the rabbit race. I think that also fits a little bit.
Hunky Chunky. Was Owl Treat a chunky carol?
Yes. And that was, we think it was diving, but it might not be diving. It might be Hunky Chunky on the rabbit race.
We don't have a satisfied.
Oh, it's 7. It can't fit there. Oh,
7
man.
applied. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, but what if it's... All right, hang on. We gotta keep cooking. We can fit something there. How do we just ham fist shove something important there? Let's put grab. Let's put grab there to send you back to donkey minecart. Yep. Bang. Let's just keep making things worse.
Can't be. Oh gosh, it can't be slam, and it can't be barrels because barrels would point at Lanky as well.
There's rocket barrel for Riley.
Here's Riley getting his rocket barrel.
So there's 12 points left here.
Here's the question: does this push Riley back into caves, and does he then do all the cave sprint things and pick up?
It should not, because he needs to do library right now, so he's not leaving yet.
True, you're right. Library first, but then I would not be surprised if Rocket Barrel pushes him back to caves along with Sprint. Like for me, I look at Sprint and I think caves for sure. And so if he's already in caves,
if he noted down the top of the lighthouse, then I don't think you worry about Rocket Barrel at all. It's like, okay, I know what I need Rocket Barrel for. I'm just gonna assume it's that, and not really worry about it. Sprint is a much bigger question. You go back to caves for Sprint, not for Rocket Barrel, I think. But he might have Rocket Barrel and might just randomly do Caves Diddy Metal, which would get him a slam, which would just propel him. It would propel him to astronomical heights. Keiper, meanwhile, still grabbing GBs. He needs to get into factory in order to get Donkey. But
so we're relatively sure this one is barrel throwing, right?
In the library?
Yeah, because barrel throwing, the only Lanky K Rool thing that is path into remaining was a path from something on main aisle to something on main aisle of Strong Kong, and Strong Kong leads to this check here. So, relatively sure this is barrel throwing?
That would make a ton of sense, yeah. Trying to figure out how you got there, but that does make a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. The testing barrel, I guess, is just kind of random. Balloon was in a shop, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, Balloon was in a shop. So we're just missing Hunky.
We're missing Hunky, and there's not many places it can be. I think top of the lighthouse is like a really strong contender, but where's your coconut? We need coconut still.
Oh god.
And coconut is either in caves or galleon. No other options.
Yeah, 100%, and it's the thing that's sprint locked. Almost 100% here as well, right?
Sprint locked? I guess sprint. Yeah,
so,
we need to use for sprint.
Because sprint's way of the hero. We haven't used sprint for anything, so sprint has to be locked. If we know that top of lighthouse is way of the hero, then we know that's gonna have to be Hunky Chunky.
Either beetle race or sprint cabin, for sure.
Yeah,
that's something.
Is there any other sprint check? Can't be rabbit.
I mean,
so there's no other sprint check, right?
It could get real weird if it were like, I don't even know, like O stand for something crazy. Are we at a logic? Are we at a logic for O stand? Are we gonna get like jump scared by O stand or something? I don't think so.
I haven't.
Oh no, Oh, it's O stand for feather. So if we use feather for any reason, we would be out of logic for O stand.
Feather lock. Bongos, but we haven't used bongos in any capacity.
Yeah, I don't think we need bongos either. It's not looking likely. Keiper's headed into factory. He's gonna go get his donkey. He's gonna go get his sprint and be very confused and then probably get charged as well.
So we have Riley going to Galleon.
Yep. I mean, he's got to do some stuff. I mean, Galleon is the other level where you might find Coconut. If we think it's Hunky... Well, if we think Hunky's here, Coconut couldn't fit here. Oh, boy. I think... it could be like Coconut... Slam, and then where do you put Hunky? Hunky on a sprint check? Ooh. But it doesn't make sense for a Slam to be way of the Horde here, which would have to be in that case.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that Hunky is on top of the lighthouse, and then our Way of the Hero sprint leads to Coconut somehow.
I love what Keiper's done. Keiper has not checked the production for Splat. He is choosing to live in the good world where...
He's gonna get disappointed, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's the optimism. Oh, is that a Slam?
It's oranges.
Yo! Oh, it's an orange. Oh.
Oranges. I mean, that's good information, though. That's another 7 points off Galleon. That kills Coconut. Coconut can't be here.
Yeah, Coconut absolutely can't be here.
And we can get Strong on here. There is one more 3. I forgot about there's one more 3. The Bean! The Bean counts for 3 points. So it is...
Lighthouse. It's Bean. Yeah, it's Bean here.
It is oranges.
Or it could be the last pad.
Oranges and Hunky, and then either Blast or the Bean, and the other is in Helm.
Yep.
Or it's 2 more 5s, and I'm really confused. Like, I don't know, it could be like Sniper and another Slam.
I just saw Bean. I just saw Bean on the shop. Tiny buys Bean in the shop.
Oh, the Bean is here. Okay. Bean witnessed. Thank you, team. Good find. So knowing that, there are 7 points in there. That's just Hunky Chunky, right? There's just no way it's anything else. It has to be
He's
that.
Happily. And so we're just going to level 3 for caves for sprint, and we're hoping we find, on Riley's side at minimum, we're hoping we find a Slam before anyone finishes. Because,
Well, he knows where the slams are, I think. There has to be a Slam in... Well, there's 2 Slams, and one is in... We know one is in caves. I think the other one might also have to be... And then the other Slam is in one of Forest Caves or Castle.
Our only spots are either Helm, Forest, Castle, Caves,
Oh,
right?
maybe in Helm. Oh,
Does it
right.
have to be in caves? Is there one have to be there? I mean, we know, but for his perspective, does one have to be there?
Oh, boy. Yes. We have not eliminated that quite yet.
No, Cam, don't let us cook. I wanna cook.
Oh, boy. They gotta find it. We're not doing any of the work. We're letting them work. Keiper's gonna get the bad news on whatever sprint is. Oh my god, we have a Beetle Race jump scare.
It's
A 1 hour Beetle Race jump scare. This is horrifying. Oh no. Oh no.
It's clearly in Stone Tower Temple.
Oh my god. We got another game to clear. Oh no!
yeah, give me that Donkey Kong 64 Majora's Mask crossover.
Oh, boy.
We can travel to Clock Town through That's a great question. What do you think the best place for the traveling over to Clock Town portal would be in Donkey Kong?
I don't know, talk to the Banana Fairy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's a potion on the Beetle Race at the 11th
Yeah,
hour.
it
That's
is.
so rude! Oh, but if this is Coconut, then Riley still has to find that Slam somewhere.
Agree.
And, I mean... Caves makes the most sense for him, right? There would be 10 points here, which is 2 5s. So...
Yep. I think this heavily incentivizes you to do caves.
Yeah, hilariously enough, the only remaining options are 5-pointers at this point. Everything else is known. We can pick out everything else now, except for the 5-pointers.
Yeah.
Right? We know Hunky Chunky, I think, at this point, has to be In Galleon.
In Galleon on top of Lighthouse, yeah.
Yeah, Hunky Chunky has to be in Galleon. What else might be weird? Coconut has to be in Caves. And Blast and Blast has to be in Helm.
Agree.
The only mystery is the 5 pointers. The Slam, the other Slam, Sniper, and O-Stand and Grab. Keiper is getting the bad news that he checked all the other Kasplats and he has to climb production. That is tragic.
A very sad face from Keiper.
You hate to see it.
We really do. I love that we're living in the world of optimism. Unfortunately, this is not that well.
Alright, so show us Coconut. If it's not Coconut, then that's very scary. And it is indeed
This
Coconut.
isn't Coconut. I would be very shocked.
I'm penciling it in. Alright, good.
Yeah, there it is.
It better be.
Very good.
Alright, so 2 5-pointers in Caves, and... What's Riley thinking? What's Riley thinking? He might be going for the sure thing. He might, like, want his Hunky Chunky, and then he'll figure out Slams.
I think that's probably the reasonable choice.
Pretty reasonable, yeah. Keiper's hot on his heels, I think. Once he gets Donkey and, like, starts following the library into Sprint chain, he'll be done in a hurry, so Riley is on a clock to find this Slam.
I fully agree. This is a situation of, like, Riley has an advantage on time, but if the rest of that time gets made up, Keiper has the security. Like, Keiper is more or less in Goma if Keiper has the same logic chain that we put together on the stream here, which I have to imagine Keiper will.
He's headed to the library, so he's on the right track already. He's not. I don't think he's collecting another. He's not collecting another GB at all. One straight there.
I fully agree. No, they both got Donkey after the hour.
It was definitely after the hour. Here's our Hunky Chunky. In and out Galleon. Excellent.
So,
Right,
yeah,
enjoying
this
ship
is just
physics.
I loathe the backflip up to Chunky's area on that ship. It's so frustrating.
Sometimes it's just ruinous. All right, Riley, you need a slam. Where are you going?
Flipped through before. Trying to backflip up.
What is Riley thinking? There's nothing here for him. Is he trying to get the helm? This is a very fast check. So, like, you get a very fast look at all the stuff in helm really quickly, so... If he's thinking he can get to 60 really fast, he might be trying to push the helm really fast.
He has 3 GBs marked, or sorry, 3 blueprints marked on his thing. So...
He's a little bit far away from it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get a hint for slam, so, like, there's no point in pushing for hints at this point, I don't think.
I think he is. I think he's going for the 2 hints on 54.
Oh, on 54, okay. I think it's very unlikely he gets a hint for it.
I fully agree.
He could get a hint if one slam locks the other. So if your slam is like slam locked in if your second slam is slam locked in forest, then you could get the first slam hinted. No, you get a joke
there's
hint.
A small chance.
Good one. And we've already found the Castle Rooms hint, so Castle Rooms is dead.
Castle Rooms 1 potion, and then boing boing, the time is 8:01. Ah.
Womp womp. The hints may strike at any time.
Yep.
Right, we're now buying this monkey port. Riley doing a brief think dance. Less of a think dance and more of a pause in motion, just like buffering.
Have been there many times.
And he chooses forest, so we'll see. We'll see if this is the correct decision. He needs to pick right real quick because Keiper is real close behind him. Keiper's running straight to caves. He knows it is sprint lock.
Keiper is likely to do the cabin before the beetle race, given the optimism Keiper showed
Well, they both did.
in factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna see that, then Keiper go over to Galleon. And that's basically your lead right there.
I
right?
like the Force Funky check. Force Funky's a lot of checks really quickly, so Riley could turn up a potion here pretty easily. Down here.
Yeah.
And who knows if this is a slam? This could be Sniper for all we know.
Blueprint over there.
Gunk on the Beanstalk. Classic. We'll have to settle, the Bean Leavers will have to settle for the location being way the Horde today. It's alright. Not in this shop. Where are we going? Keiper has run straight to the Beetle Race. He didn't even do the Sprint Cabin. I mean, checking the Beetle Race is probably faster, but I think
right, because you get the text or not, right? You can just like.
Yeah, but the thing is what if this is a bait vial and it's actually in the Sprint Cabin? You'd rather hit. You're gonna learn that. Oh, there's a potion on Chunky Minecart. Did Riley find the slam? He's gonna run through this real fast.
I'm just gonna slam. We're on a race to the end.
Yeah. Riley holding W. Go fast. Press forward. Do not break. 25 coins is so free. Go, go, go. Oh my. Hence races. I think Chunky Minecart isn't too long. The Beetle Race is much more volatile. Keiper taking a bonk.
It's also a check that we know is not slam locked, and we are pretty sure that it has to not be slam locked. So this fits. This can absolutely be a slam.
It fits really well. The problem is there's plenty of other things that could fit. Pick any castle metal.
Totally. This could be friggin' gorilla grab, right?
Pick any castle metal. It could be like Cave's donkey metal. There's so many options. This could be grab, this could be O-stand, there are tons of options. He just has to hit like a 1 in 4 here or something to win the race.
Yeah, more or less. If it's not this, he gets maybe one more chance at it, like, because he'll leave Forest after this, regardless. This is the only thing in Forest that really can help.
Or this is bait.
Bait file,
could be bait.
That would be really bad.
I don't think it's likely to be bait though. I think we only have one bait file left because we know one is in Japes.
Yeah, agree.
And we've seen 2 of them, I think. We've seen an ammo belt in the shop, and we've seen Melon. Wait, what do we got here? It's Sniper! Ooh, alright, well.
Alright, well, he's gonna go somewhere else.
Yep.
And if it's caves, then he has a good shot on it.
Fortunately, he's out of forest really quick, so no problems there. But Keiper's just running to his go mode. He's going to get Hunky Chunky right now. He's going... Yep. And Riley's going castle! Oh no! Oof. Doesn't
it's
he
not
go buy
choice
P8?
because you know some things limited by the castle. You know it can't be a castle room. You know the shops are all gone. Like, you know that you can't do... There's a whole bunch... Riley already did the 2 of the mausoleums, right?
Right, but what if it's
you know
like...
that it can't be...
What if it's like grabbing the tree or something? He's leaving. Like, if it's grabbing the tree, then you have to go to Helm to get blasted, and it's horrendous. Castle is just, or Caves is a much better check, and here he goes! He's going to Caves! He changed his mind!
Okay, here we are!
Right, Keiper still has some chores to clean up. He has to go get Key 8 and Japes out of the shop. He hasn't bought it yet. He knows where it is, but he has to go back there.
That's an incredibly impressive thing that Riley just did. It is so hard to make a call, go in there and be like, no, this is the wrong call, and reverse yourself and go somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, the best time to make the right decision is immediately. The second best time is immediately after you made the wrong decision. Just change your mind instantly and go. No time to lose. He's going into Diddy's Igloo. Is he thinking Diddy's Metal? Is he thinking Diddy's Igloo?
This could be, I mean, both. Do both, right?
I don't think he's close.
If you're gonna push Diddy Metal either way, you may as well use the barrel throwing.
He needs Rocket Barrel right now. He needs to get this medal like right now, or else he's in huge trouble because Keiper is sprinting towards Cranky.
Oh yeah, he's going for it.
I mean, he's working his way. He's clearing caves. He might do. He's
on being on 15, that means that he only picked up a 5, which means he can still shoot that but he's doing the cabins first. I can't say I'm aiming for it.
Well, I think this is very reasonable. If you don't know and you
Yeah.
just have to full clear, you're basically full clearing the level. But it's not here, so. Oh, that maze is real mean. He's in go mode! He's going! He has all he needs. He has Peanut and Rocket Barrel for Diddy Phase. He has Trombone and Barrels for Lanky Phase. He has Punch, Hunky, Gorilla Gon, and a Slam for Chunky Phase. He's out of here. Riley is running out of time. He's checking Donkey Checks and Caves. He could find the other Slam too at any point, but I think Keiper has taken the lead. The Slam was enough to pull him ahead, despite the major advantage that Riley seemed to have for so long from his early decision routing. It is Keiper who makes it roll first.
The Slam casinos are a real thing, even in settings like this. You know, you really they'll get you. They'll really get you.
I'll catch up on the tracker. I've been slacking.
The good news for Riley, though, is because Riley had so much of that lead, he's not going to be very far behind.
Right, he will find the Slam very soon and finish the race. He is in great position to qualify. Because, as it turns out, nobody is done yet. Nobody is done. We do not know the positions of the asyncs, but nobody is done. Keiper is gunning for first place right now. There's a lobby of 22 racers for only 16 spots, plus a dozen asyncs. It's very tense. Where is the other Slam?
It would be somewhat fitting to see Keiper finish first on his settings.
His name's in the settings, ain't it, huh? Ain't that a coincidence? Interesting. Interesting.
Just a blueprint there. Backflip for the memes? Oh man.
For the people.
He backflip! Let's
go!
Of course.
Riley's heading into Diddy's upper cabin, which is going to give him a whole bunch of Diddy metal, or Diddy bananas, so this is basically exactly what he needs to do. Oh, he's shooting the balloon too. I think he'll get enough out of here. Yeah, he'll get enough in this cabin, so he's almost in go mode. But Keiper
He
is already
runs
on
really
K-Rool.
well. This is exactly exactly 40. 15 on top of the candles.
He's taking a slip. Slip number 1. Yep. That's routing from Riley to end up getting the medal exactly here. Always tricky to route medals in when you're in a hunt, a late casino. You just kind of like really, really hope it turns up.
What did I just see from Riley's screen? It like he was on the Diddy pad and then like it was off the Diddy pad, but he still did the flip. Is there like a movement tech you can do to like go more forward?
You have to just press Z when you're on the pad to like start the spring, and then you just like you do a little bounce and you'll continue to spring through the bounce. You basically just only need to be on the pad to start it.
Huh. Cool.
Kind of cheeky, yeah.
The more you know.
Right, and Riley is into K-Rool. But Keiper is 2 phases down. He's got to do a Diddy phase, and he is done. Dunzo. Finite. Completed.
Tell you from experience, I have flashbacks about Blitz qualifiers and Diddy phase.
Diddy phase. Definitely takes some practice to get Diddy phase down. And the skill ceiling on Diddy phase just keeps... It's so high. It keeps going up. Something like a tiny phase you get used to real quick. You do it a couple times and you're like, oh, whatever, tiny phase is right here. Diddy phase, it just never stops being annoying because these stupid boxing gloves have the best tracking in all the land.
People who can get the double hit on all 3 of the light switches, like by hitting the corner, impress the absolute heck out of me.
Yeah,
well, they are.
This is in classic DK64 fashion. You could just like shoot through the switch for whatever reason. You just shoot through the light fixture and hit the back one first, and it's like, okay, why? I don't know. Who cares? But with that, Keiper is done. He finishes with a time of 1:33.06, but he is not the first one done in the lobby. Connor75 has sniped him by 2 minutes with a 1:31.02. Connor finished while Keiper was in K. Rool.
Jeez.
Very tight. Similarly, Keiper finishes while Riley's in K. Rool. So, there you have it. There you have it. That's a wrap. Orphan Peanuts for 20 minutes and still won because he found the slam. The slam is big. The slam goes huge.
It's huge.
Makes a big difference. It made the difference here. And not surprising, it makes a difference in other places as well. The Peanuts were kind of sneaky. They're not going to be hinted too hard because you basically just had to find it.
Oh my god,
find it.
The fairies are the worms. The fairies in Keiper's ending was the worms from the chunky minigame.
Our Victor has rated us. Oh, thank you, Connor. Well done, well done.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you have qualified. Sure. There are 12 asyncs, so the top 4 of this race are guaranteed to qualify, and Connor's one of them. Keiper's another. Keiper taking 2nd place. Riley is on the hunt for 3rd. See how he does.
Absolutely.
He's in K. Rool. He's
Unless
in
he gets...
great shape to get it.
This should be the last minute. So just a Diddy phase left for Riley. We'll see if anyone manages to snipe him. But
The tail of the tape is the tail of the tape is finding that slam, and we've got our today's race's winner. Hold on. How you doing, Keiper?
Howdy, Mornin.
GG's, Keiper. GG's.
GG's. So if my thing is correct, Connor got me by what, like 2 minutes?
Yep.
I said it on my stream. I feel like the vast majority of that 2 minutes was how long it took me to get to 11 GBs.
Yeah, that was... Riley had a huge lead for a long time, specifically because of that. He stayed in Castle a little bit longer, and the GB count worked out flawlessly. Everything cascaded from there. Whether it was getting key 4 because he had more tiny coins, and then he got to see that it was 11 GBs for Japes, and so then he knew with 11 he was good to go. It just all rolled perfectly. And it all came crashing down with, as ever,
the slam.
There were 2 things that I felt like I had working for me, and it was that pull on the Caves Diddy medal. I out loud said like, "Oh boy, that's a shitty spot for that to be."
That is
because as far as I know,
that is a very ugly spot. Not pretty, not nice.
Yeah, I want to imagine. I don't know how many GBs Riley has at this point. That is unhinted.
Very much so.
Like he has 54, and so we have seen there's one hint in the scene we have not seen, and I have to imagine it's not going to hint that because we don't think either slam lost each other. That said, we haven't seen the second slam, and there's Riley. Second slam. Riley, well played. Riley finishing in 3rd place with 1 hour 35.
GG, man.
So both of you have qualified. I mean, regardless of how the 12 asyncs went, you are both qualified.
It was like, I mean, the seed was pretty fun, but
yeah. So I was So you jumped in right when we were talking about it. Apparently, I don't know what ended up happening. I was getting so frustrated. It took me so long to get to 11 GBs because I bailed out of Castle pretty quickly. And then I went to Forest, every shop I went into, I couldn't afford the things in the shop. I had to basically double dip like every one of like the early game shop. And that, like, I was feeling like, dude, I am so far behind. Like, I could just feel it. Like, you get that feeling of like, dude, it would have routed so much nicer if I could have like bought that GB in like Forest with Diddy. Instead, I had to buy a blueprint. I had to double dip the key 4 shop.
What we tracked you, like the difference being was it was literally because Riley could afford key 4 in Aztec the first time he went. Because he stayed in Castle slightly longer than you dipped Castle like pretty early. You did a quick shotgun of it and dipped out. Perfectly reasonable choice. But because of that, you didn't have as many coins, and because Riley got that key, Riley got to do the extra key on top of where the
floating aisle
is. Got to see 11 GBs there, and then from my perspective, Riley was immediately then routing. I saw Riley go up to 11 GBs and then stop, and was just like ready to go to Japes instantly. So from my perspective, that one small choice snowballed into like a pretty decently sized lead that kind of got erased by a slam.
What's really funny. What's really funny is that you didn't actually know you needed DK until you got the library hint. So I was like idly speculating. Well, maybe you only need 11 GBs this seed. Surely you don't need to go deeper than that.
I was actively saying, like, if I don't get any hint for a donkey locked thing, I'm not getting donkey. Like, I'm gonna rush the testing room and get
unless he was on the way. Because there's 2 Gasplats on the way, 3 on the way that are pretty easy to get.
Well,
so like, that was the other thing. Dude, the other thing that tilted me so hard was I walked into factory and I was like, there are 2 Gasplats that are kind of sort of out of the way based on what I'm doing. And that is the one at the top of production and the one in R&D. Right. I am going to skip the one at the top of R&D. Not R&D, at the top of production. And of course, that's where Donkey is. Of course, like, I was so mad.
There's a peak for it. I don't know if you know about the peak, but...
The peak for what the Kasplat has?
Yes.
Oh, so is it... If you peek it, does it show what it is without loading the Kasplat in?
It's a little janky. If you play in that like glass window alcove, if you play your instrument, you kill the Kasplat and you can kind of like see what bounces, and depending on the item, it's easier to tell what item it is. And Donkey is pretty large, so you can tell if it's Donkey or not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like I did not know you could do that. I was literally I was gonna completely just be like, I'm just gonna save the time of climbing production and just hope that he's on the first 3, you know, or if he's in R&D, haha, whatever. So
yeah, with that peak, you can literally peek the whole upper of production room, and then if you don't need to do it, you can literally just leave it behind. But obviously, with that peak, I think it's just like in a 1v1, sure, like, but in a qualifier like this, like even if it's nothing, the peak is worth the time.
Wow. Yeah. Apparently, he has an audio cue, and we yappers would never hear that, so I would have never known.
If I would have known that existed, I would have done it.
I had a question for both of you. Do you both remember the main aisles to Lanky hint that you got very early on?
Yeah. No. Was that for pineapple?
Great question.
It was not. Because so the thing is,
it's great, right?
It's strong.
The logic for that chunky metal, and as it turns out, because Gorilla Gon is easily accessible, you have an either or for Gorilla Gon Triangle Punch and Pineapple. So Pineapple can't do it, Grape can't do it. It turns out that it's not for Chunky's metal there, it's for Barrels. And
Strong
because Barrels is locked by Strong Kong.
It's a strong...
So, what I was wondering is, I guess I kind of got my answer, was if either of you had figured that out mid-seed, because it's so hard in the middle of the seed, you're going through it, you just kind of...
No.
Our first assumption was, it's just the bananas, right? You get trombone. Makes sense.
I didn't have that hit written down, so the
second I pulled trombone, because like the chunky caves metal is one of the really dirty ones, right? Like it's really finicky, it's really goofy. But I didn't realize, like, oh wait, I'm coming into this level with Triangle and Gone, right? And that alone gets you 20. So there's no way that Pineapple is hard blocking your progression, but the second I got the trombone off of the chunky metal, my brain's just like hardwired to think like, oh, Pineapple for chunky metal in caves. That was it. If we had not gotten the Donkey Library hint, I would have never thought that it was Strong Kong.
We got 2 hints for that, because we did get a rooms having 1 vial as well after, so...
Yeah.
Was that a 50... Because I stopped at 44 GBs.
I'm at 54. Yeah.
54, yeah.
Was it a 54 hint?
And then it tells you that the time is 8:01.
It's crazy.
Oh, that...
Yeah, so what happened to us on Comdesk, Keiper, was that I was like, oh, a hint. Okay, so that could be like Pineapple. Is it Pineapple chunky metal? And as I was saying it, we got trombone chunky metal. I was like, awesome, that makes sense. And then as I thought about it more, because Larock brought up that it like there could be other things because of Gone, and I was like, well, you're right. Gorilla Gone does actually prevent that. And so we looked through it and we're like, oh no, it's totally not that. And so we're like, okay, grape can't lock it. That can lock it. So my answer was, oh, it's just going to be inside Thornvine Barn because there was 5 missing in forest. I was like, oh, it's just Thornvine Barn. And then we got the castle hint for that, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
specifically, it couldn't have been grape because the thing on the owl tree was passed to only Chunky K. Rool. So if it were grape, it would also have the hint would also be on the path to Chunky K. Rool. So it couldn't have been grape. We rolled it out pretty quickly.
I mean,
nothing pineapple made sense yet.
Yeah, and then like you only have 5 in forest. Like, okay, it's not rabbit race because like yeah.
There were so many. There were so many 5s on like the right side of the track to left. I'm like, dude, if somehow, some way this turns into like a super duper Simian slam hunt, it is a wrap. Like, it is over. Like,
I'm assuming, was this a slime your go mode? Or not?
No, I got that. So that was the big thing. So apparently I got the slam off the Diddy Caves medal. Like, I got it the second, I think, because I got
Peanuts, and then when you went back?
No, I got it before Peanuts. Or no, I had Peanuts. I had Peanuts because I shot a balloon. So I went back for, I guess, just like a density play, basically.
You got
just
it
because I needed more
just
GBs. I think at the time.
You got it before you got trombone.
Yeah. So I think I was just still trying to like push up to 41. And I went into the little cave by Funky. And
I think you got the slam, and then shortly after got the Cave's Chunky metal hint and was like, oh, I need to go get Chunky. And then you got Chunky.
Yep. I went back, I was like, all right, time to go get Chunky. Shout out to 2 Kongs in cages.
Very weird. Very weird.
2 Kongs in cages.
Why was Chunky like free? Why was he not peanut? Like, why was the peanut gate not up? Like closed?
That's the GB location, not the Kong location.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was
exact same thing with Lanky and the Diddy Cage. It's on the GB location, not the Kong.
Right. Okay.
Real weird.
I'm assuming we don't know where Slam 3 is. Sorry.
I've heard tell of another Slam.
I'm talking about it right now.
Somebody knows, but
yeah, someone has to know,
dude. Because I think I played that really bad at the end because I was like, okay.
Caves. It is in Cave's tiny cabin. It is Orange's Law.
I skipped oranges. Ooh. Oh my god, it could have been dangerous.
Yeah, spicy.
Wait, you know where Oranges is?
It's Candy Shop in Galleon.
Candy Shop. Galleon. Yeah.
Oh, I went to Galleon, and I checked the caverns area, and I left.
Caverns was hinted foolish.
You had the slam.
I did it before I got the foolish.
Okay, yeah.
You had the slam too, so you were like, I know I need exactly Hunky Chunky. I have a way of the hoarding Galleon. I'm not doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, you can go.
All I was gonna say was I thought for an embarrassing amount of time that I didn't have Strong Kong. I like completely forgot that we got it very early on. So I was like thinking about, what if one of these things is just like
Strong Kong
to me? And then like I looked up at my tracker at one point. I'm like, oh, I have it. So I'm like, never mind, I guess.
When did you get there? Hang on.
So yeah, I wanted to go into my little slam rank because I feel like that's what cost me the most time at the end. Because I reasoned that I wanted to go to forest first, which was a really bad play in hindsight. And then I do Chunky Minecart, and it's a potion, and it's like, oh, cool. Oh. If it's this, it's really good. It's Sniper. And then, like, my brain is like, okay, Castle has a 5, because I was still thinking that Caves could be 3-7, but it couldn't be, obviously. Mm-hmm. Because Monkey Port had to be in Isle Shop. I don't know if you deduced that, because Helm couldn't obviously have Monkey Port, and we only had 2 3s left, because the Bean was also in Galleon.
Yeah, so I never saw any of that. Like, I didn't see the Bean. I didn't see... Once I got Donkey, I was like, let me just, like, verify what the 3-point things are, right? Let me just, like, make sure I know. And I went back and bought Monkey Port, and I was like, okay, like, there's at least, like, whatever the odds are, but, like, I hadn't found the Bean yet. So it was like, either the Bean or, you know, like... Or what's it called? Baboon Blast is in Helm. So
Keiper, we were really worried for you for a second because one thing that Riley did get that you didn't get was Feather inside Lamatan.
Yeah, Feather was the lanky O-stand barrel. You know, the one where you can cheese.
I never looked at it.
Yep.
Yeah. And so
Dude.
we were sat here because we were like, oh, there's 2 potions in 5-door temple, and it turned out it was behind the tiny
feather,
thing. Like, oh, this
yeah.
could be something. And then it just turned out to be nothing, fortunately. But we the whole seed, we were like, is Feather gonna be anything? Could Feather do anything? You know.
Dude, I got that feather. I was like, yo, this is really good. And then I get bongos in 5-door temple. I'm like, yo, this could be really good. But it obviously gave me nothing, which was unfortunate. But yeah,
I definitely think the 2 meanest things about this seed were effectively a forced double dip into Llama Temple was really rough.
It was funny, yeah, because I did 5-door temple with Lanky first, and then I went to Llama Temple. I got Peanuts and Feather, and then I went back to 5-door temple, got Mini Monkey, and then I was like, okay, it's Anthill. Go to Anthill, get diving, come back to get Chunky. And then after that, go back to 5-door temple.
Yeah, very weird, like, back and forth that you had to do because of, like, the order of everything in Aztec.
Yeah, because I'm assuming when you get Chunky, you're like, oh, 5-door temple has 2 vials. I'm going to go check Chunky temple at least, probably, right?
Oh, no, I didn't. I got Chunky and I left. I was like, I left. I was like, I'm going to go buy the move I saw with him, and...
Man, you played a lot more greedy.
Well, the problem is that he didn't have feathers, so like he couldn't have even gotten the bongos in Tiny's 5-door temple. So
right. But like at least Chunky density is usually like okay, it's very likely in Chunky temple, and if that's like coconut or something, that's too huge to pass up, or like anything that's like 9, I think has a lot of value. So I think it was worth like
I feel like it's just my recency bias talking because it seems like every time I get a Aztec 5-door temple hint. And I have Chunky, and I check the pineapple thing, it's never in there.
Yeah.
So that might just be like some recency bias in the seeds that I've done in my own free time. Because like you get that hint, and then you get Chunky and pineapple, and you're like, cool, there's 3 checks in here. That's 3 out of the 7 things in this area, and then you get none of them.
Yeah.
I guess there's 8 because the fairy, but and then I just get angry. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna leave. I have hinted things to me.
And yeah. I mean, that's fair. But what I want to say, yeah, that castle is kind of mean too. Like you go in with Tiny Diddy, you check all the shops. It's like, hey, there's 2 vials with Lanky and Chunky here. Hey, there's another with Lanky. Then you get Lanky, you go back, and then you have to come back another time with Chunky afterwards. That was fun.
Also, loved the guitar, which is insanely valuable. This
unhinted
is not the thing that is hinted to you.
Balloon.
Instead, it's balloon
for it's balloon for testing and beetle race.
Yeah, for both.
There was a solid about like 10 minutes where I was under the impression that it was Rocket Barrel until Elrock went, actually that was the Cranky shop. It's balloon. I went. I did a literal double check here. I was like, what?
And then
I literally paused to double check. Was it Funky or Cranky? Like,
I literally did too. I paused and checked. I'm like, are you sure it's not this one?
Yeah.
3 items.
Like, oh, it's that one.
3 items in the castle shops. You have guitar, very important, unlocks the entire back of Aztec, unhinted. Rocket Barrel, needed for Diddy K. Rool and Chunky K. Rool. Got a path hint. Balloon, needed for a bunch of stuff. Got away with the horde hint. Sure. That's just sometimes them's the beats, even though you need a guitar for like 15 items.
Yeah, and it's like
besides the early game like pathing stuff with like coins and things like that, are there any choices that either of you made that you like regret that you think you like are gonna look back on and be like I can improve here or whatever?
I should have got Slam a lot earlier. I think I went to Forest and I like cleared a bit of the stuff, did Funky Shop, and then I got Sniper, and then after that I save quit and I went to Castle and I was like, I'm stupid. Just go caves, idiot. There's 2 5s there. So I like entered Castle, and then like 2 seconds into Castle, I just save quit, and then obviously like I get Slam like relatively fast. So that cost me, I don't know, a bit of time.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
I will say that I commented on stream that I was very impressed with with like the ability for you to go into Castle, commit to that, and then still be thinking, is this right? Is this right? Is this right? And then make that call to be able to flip and go back into caves instead. I think that's a very high level of play. I was very impressed with that, to be quite frank with you. So,
yeah, but go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say was I definitely think my almost like the opposite that I like. not when you clear out the first like 4 or 5 checks in DK Isles every seed, if you get no rainbow coins,
It sucks.
it really, really sucks. And I tend to just be the type of player that's like, I'm gonna route in coins like as I see them. Like if I see coins, I get them. But man, like not going out of my way in Castle in that first dip to, you know, get like I went in. So funny if I like the second I had 3 GBs, I immediately bailed out of Castle and went to Aztec because I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be key 4 here, and I was 2 coins short
Because it's 6, right?
It was 6.
Yeah.
And I immediately, I'm like, dude, there are tiny coins all over the place in Castle. Like they're just
are 4
everywhere.
really easily accessible ones. One for the little ledge in the dungeons, and then 3 right outside that gravestone right before you go.
There's 2 on a tree. Right? Like
there's 2 on a tree too. Yeah, you're right.
I was so mad at myself. I'm like, dude, just when you get, it's just a very niche. This rando's all about like niche situations, right? That's like what this rando's built on. And being in that niche situation of, you know, there's like stuff that you need to buy in shops, and there is a level that you very likely need to get into that has a high GB requirement. You need to just like suck it up and route in coins, even if they're not going to get you any checks. Like just go grab coins. And I just don't, sometimes I just forget that. And I feel like I shave off like a decent amount of time in this if I route that early game a little bit better.
It's really funny because at some point you pile in the coins and you're like, well, I have so many coins. What am I doing? I gotta stop doing this. But then if you don't do it, sometimes you get burned. But if you do it, it feels like you're wasting your time. It's just like there's a tension there. That's
I feel
impossible.
that in every race I run. There's races I end up with like 40 coins on every Kong, and I go, oh, I've over collected. What have I done? And then there's races where I like try to cut back on that, and then boom, I'm like so poor I can't buy what I need.
That was the crappy thing, right? Is like you go to caves and you walk over to the igloo area and you see 2 rainbow coins in the transparent igloos, and you're like, well, those are just 2 rainbow coins I'm never gonna get.
Yeah.
So you know, like 10 coins are out of the pool.
2 rainbow coins?
Yeah, there was a rainbow coin in each. So like you just know off the like, okay, that's just 10 coins I'm never going to get.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, because the way I've started routing my Kevins early on is I don't even read my first batch of hints. I'm like, okay, the first few levels, literally almost have to play thorough. And that's what I just did. I kind of like, when I went into Castle, I just did like the whole loop. I went into Candy, I did the loop, got some coins, went down, got Funky, and then I save quit, go back up, got Tiny Metal, got the Dirt, and then like at that point, like, okay, I felt okay, got a lot of info out of it. And then, and then after that, it's Aztec. Obviously, Aztec gets the key, and then that gave me, like, I think at like exactly 11, I'm like, all right, Japes time, like, but obviously I didn't know Lanky was just available. I was like, oh, okay.
Lanky just being available in the cage because Chunky has been assigned the Kong who would, if the cage were closed, be the one to shoot his gun at the 3 switches was like so funny to me. It was honestly like one of those like, oh, if you didn't think about that, if you're thinking like, oh, I need to get Chunky first before I go into to Japes, then you get owned.
Sometimes you get little weird corner cases like that around the Diddy cage. That one in particular is real weird. Sometimes the free Chunky item is the same way.
Yeah, I was just gonna like briefly mention that like every time I see like there's a Kong in locked by Chunky and Japes, I'm like, okay, I need barrels, I need to go underground.
Yeah. Fortunately, you're almost always checking both of those locations anyway. The Lanky cage is a little cheekier because you got to look at the instrument pad and then judge from there. Oh, that's a Diddy check. Chunky could be there.
I made sure to I mean, I did that loop. I made sure to peek that when I went there for the first time. So, but yeah.
Well, GG, man. I know we have people still going, so I know you guys aren't going to reveal
the acing times yet.
Yeah. We got some times for you. You guys did pretty well, 2nd and 3rd in this race, but you two both got sniped by Camerson with a 131.25. So he takes a spot ahead of you.
Yeah, he is the 2 seed, right?
Well, not so fast. The whole world got sniped by The Thunder from Down Under, Spike,
Yeah.
our Australian Spike friend, dropped a 121.45 on this one.
121.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
he blew everyone else out of the water here.
Woo! Like,
Yeah,
I won't go too far into the things, but it's like at least the top like 6 or so is Spike at 1, then Connor at 2, sniping Camerson by 24 seconds, then Camerson at 3, and then Keiper's 4 and Riley is 5. And then
There are a fair few
that.
async times sprinkled in there, but as we talk to people and get things sorted, we will post the full top 16 in time, hopefully by the end of the day. We're gonna have to check up a couple things.
I feel like in a lot, and this is, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a fun thing with these settings. The KEVIN races that I have seen or have participated in, or maybe have like peeked to the race room afterwards, there's always like one person that just slays it. That just like beats everybody by like 5 minutes, and then you have like 7 people all within like 2 minutes of each other.
They walk out with 11 GBs. They find the slam. They don't have to think about anything. It just is solved.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Those are the beats.
Well, hey, GG Riley.
I was gonna ask you,
go ahead.
because you made like participated in making these settings. If just like if they're everything you really wanted them to be, because I think they're looking really peak and fun. So I'm just wondering if like there's anything you were thinking of like about like everything you wanted. If there's anything like the next time you make a setting, you're like, oh, is there this? I'm really looking for this still, you know?
Well, the one thing I will say is I have been asked by many people if the next time we run a tournament or the next time these things need updated, could we please lower the trough and scoff doors? I might have been asked by someone in this call.
No chance.
If we could lower them. The only thing I would say that is definitely on the table, but as far as like if I'm satisfied with these, I couldn't be like more satisfied with them. I feel like it's one of those things where when I set out to make these settings, I legitimately was trying to come up with my own, just from like my other rando experience, like from playing Kingdom Hearts, from playing Ocarina of Time, from playing A Link to the Past, from, you know, and just come up, and obviously like hundreds and hundreds of these, is what I felt like the next logical step in it need that this like setting that the rando needed to be. I definitely think that there's sometimes you start to incorporate too much and it gets overwhelming too quickly. And with how this rando is like growing in size, I didn't want to come up with something that scared everybody away. And I definitely think just saying like, hey, complex level order automatically scared everybody away. And then I, on top of that, said, hey, you have to do math. And that scared even more people away. But as, you know, as this was coming up, this Blitz tournament, seeing all the people trying it and enjoying it has been really, really cool. So I'm very happy with these. I definitely do think that I came up with something, and it wasn't just me, obviously. It was myself and Spaghetti Code. I got a lot of input from other people that play other randos that don't play this one as much. I got input from them. So I am very, very happy with it. And I'm happy that I'm just
hear
not...
that you're happy. And I can tell from watching it that it's been incredible to watch. It's been incredible to play. So I'm super glad this exists, because I think it's a really unique way to play.
Thank you. I will also, just real quickly, I will say that I am glad that I'm just not the default best at it, because that would be a bad look for me. Like, oh, of course this guy's like, you know, he's better than everybody at the settings he came up. I am legitimately glad that I don't just like win every race. Like, I actually think it's really, really cool that people like Spike and Camerson and Connor and Riley and, you know, some of the newer players. I actually have a person in my community, Devious Kyle, who has been playing a lot of this. That they can just beat me. Like, these are the settings I made, and you can just, you know, kick my butt in a race. I think that's super cool.
I would show no such mercy. If I made settings, I would make sure that I was the best at them all the time.
Oh, I know. That's what differs you and I. I'm a merciful.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We live in a lawless land of DK64 Randomizer.com.
Lawless land. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for the interview. I do have to bounce. I have a Easter get together that I need to do. I need to get going to. So
I'm hungry, so.
Have fun.
Well, that'll
thank
do
you
it
guys.
for us here then. We'll ship y'all off to another location. You know what? We're gonna see some tournament action.
I have an idea if you want a suggestion.
I think we're thinking the same thing. There is another tournament that is going on.
Yep. Yeah. Scrubs.
The Scrubs tournament has a match firing. They're in their winners bracket round 3. So if you enjoy DK64 Randomizer.com races, they are running slightly different settings. They're running the beginner preset. It is a beginner's bracket, if you will. People learning and gaming and enjoying the DK64 Randomizer.com chaos. It's a fun time, no matter what you're playing. So glad y'all are here to stick around and watch this one. We're gonna have more Kevin settings throughout the week, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
I can't promise
hopefully.
I can't promise a huge amount of restreams, but if you're watching the DK64 randomizer category, the tourney is the single elim 16-man bracket is gonna be flying like crazy. There will be matches around the clock, no doubt.
Yeah, tomorrow. Every day, literally every day there's a match usually.
There will be multiple races every day. Yeah.
It gets crazy,
Yeah.
especially these next few days. So make sure you're watching the DK64 category because it's gonna be a madhouse. It's a good time. But yeah, we will ship y'all off to the Scrubs. You can watch that tourney go and have a good time there. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you had a good time. And yeah, make sure you're following this channel. Follow these runners. Keiper don't care. Riley numbers.
Riley numbers. Can you
I'm
please
fine with
change
that.
your name to that?
Might be better. All right, yeah, thanks for the restream again as usual, and yeah, good luck in the tournament, Keiper.
Good luck, man.
Yeah.
All right, shipping y'all off. Have a good one. See you. Morning.
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 All right, guys. I gotta bounce. I gotta go get changed in